Everyone. Welcome everyone to the Summit Premier League Season 7 Week 8. We have Catboy Enjoyers versus Gawr's third grade class. I'm Proton Plat player, joined by my lovely play-by-play caster, Cherry J, who is excited to cast a phenomenal game with two great teams. In terms of names, at least I enjoy their names. But Cherry J, how are you feeling about this match tonight?
Reflection is going to be on the opposite side. Do they try and match it, taking out something like maybe a Nico, or maybe going for something like an Oriana? Those AP mid laners could possibly just kind of be what both teams are going to look to end towards when you can kind of close out the pool. But we'll see what the Catboy enjoyers are going to end up going for.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they in fact will want to do because Catboy Enjoyers they tend to want to play towards their bottom side. Obviously, Asteria and Big Dummy in the bot lane kind of been the reason for their wins here. Uh, Obviously, Seeker in the top lane just kind of holding it down, and then Gawr's third grade class, if you look at their bans, they're sort of just targeting the mid lane and the top lane, just trying to get good matches for Zerner and Guard Goomba. And then Pride in the jungle, who is subbing in for Kai Yusuf for Guard's third grade class. And then BR and Foreign Guy theoretically should be able to hold up against Hysteria and Big Dummy. And we see this Volibear picked out. This could probably, if I had to imagine, go top lane or jungle for the side Catboy enjoyers, and that's kind of the nice thing about the Volibear is that it is a flex pick, but we already see that looks like they're picking Wukong here, most likely jungle for Pride, and we'll see what the second pick is. Could be ADC, could be some other lane, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I like the Wu Yang or Wukong pick. I'm so sorry. And I think that's going to be really good, especially if we do see the Yunara locked in from the Catboy Enjoyers. Wukong plays really well into that ADC. So the Ziggs to be able to come out next. Ashe is going to be mirrored on the opposite side, looking like this Volibear might possibly be leaning towards the jungle. Volibear top is pretty impressive. However, I'd imagine if the Wu Kong gets picked up, that kind of, at least in my eyes, makes me think that if you are on Gar's class, you're going to be kind of assuming that this is going to be Volibear in the jungle, which we'll see whether or not that is going to come to fruition. But the next pick is going to be locked in for the Milio. Definitely an interesting pick. Doesn't really provide as much engage as something like that Nautilus or a Blitzcrank or an Alistar. However, it is really nice to be able to keep up the sustain for your teammates and being able to kind of keep the team alive throughout the bot lane engagements you're going to be possessing, especially against a Zig, somebody who really does thrive when poking out the opponents and not really going for those all-in attacks.
Yeah, so the Milio pick two is kind of funny. For any if you know anything about Big Dummy, he's kind of like a playmaker support. And speaking of playmakers, Pike picked out here, so this could be a Ziggs Pike bot lane. Just trying to get a lot of kill threat. But this really makes me think that this is like a Volibear jungle just with the Milio, and just really Catboy enjoyers are really just going to try and get this Ash ahead. Uh,
Yeah, I think once you're able to really provide that Ash the kind of capability to start the engagements, you're gonna have to be very careful if you're on the side of Gar's class, especially if you're playing that Pike, especially if you're playing that Ziggs. You need to be able to dodge that era, whether or not it's with a flash, whether or not it's with the W coming in from the Ziggs, whether or not it's the Pike being able to get their dash on. Like, if you just allow that Ash arrow to connect, it gives the Volibear and the Milio and whoever's going to be locked in for the mid lane, especially that opportunity to start that engagement. So I think for the most part, the engage tools that Catboys Enjoyers does possess, those are going to be some of the big things that Gawr's class are going to have to watch out for. And whether or not they're going to be able to successfully watch out for that, that's something we're going to have to wait and see. But I think for now, we're just going to have to see the bans coming on through. Orange's going to be taken offline, Vladimir as well. So they're going to go for those solo laners and just kind of make sure that they're going to have the best matchup possible. Sion's going to be taken out, so it does seem as if Gawr's class is trying to force a little bit more of a volatile matchup and not allow one of the top laners to just be able to sit on an island and gain CS without any real kill potential being given to their opponents.
That is sort of the thing strategy that I mentioned earlier. Seeker just kind of being a rock for the side of Catboy enjoyers, but clearly, as you can see here, they guard a third grade class is trying to make sure that Zerner gets a lead, is able to find an advantage here in this top side, and Seeker isn't just able to sit there and just kind of farm and soak up XP and then just have the game won through the bot lane and the mid lane and the jungle. We'll see what this R4 pick is. If I had to imagine, if with all these bans, that Gar's third grade class is going to save the top lane pick for R5. So this should be, yep, it should be mid lane. And then we'll get to see the rest of the picks for the side of Catboy enjoyers.
Yeah, I like the Syndra. I think that's going to work really well for them, and it kind of gives them the opportunity to be able to force a little bit of a worse matchup for Catboys, as they did ban out the Azir, they banned out the Mel, so those kind of characters that are able to really try and equalize in the mid lane kind of being taken off the board. We'll see what they are going to opt in for. Right now, though, the picks are going to have to come in to be able to counter that mid lane swap, but then not only that, they're also going to have to show this Volibear's position, whether or not it is in the top lane or in the jungle. So who they're going to lock in next, that's going to be the real question. Galio gets brought into the play, so Syndra is going to have a bit of a tough time into that, as the MR is really strong playing somebody like Galio, kind of neutralizing Syndra's capabilities. But we'll see what the final pick does inevitably end up being. I'd imagine they're going to want to go with something a little bit more tanky towards the top side. Maybe even a Garen could be an option, but I kind of expect to see something like that Mundo. Oh, and there it is. The Garen's looking to be locked on in, so that kind of takes away the Cassante as a pretty feasible pick. But we'll see what the side of Gawr's class is going to inevitably go for. You have any predictions?
Uh, hmm. Well, I guess I didn't get really a chance to predict before the hover there. Aatrox, it looks like, is being hovered, not logged in yet. But in terms of top lanes, so many top laners have been banned out. The Doctor Mundo, I guess, would be pretty decent. Oh, Darius. No, I actually like this pick against Garen. Darius is one of those champions that actually able to um, bully the Garen and kind of nullify the scariness of the Garen pick, and that's sort of what you need to do if you're the side of Gar's third grade class. You kind of have explosive matchups across the board, and they're going to have to make it count, because if Catboy enjoyers, if this Ash is able to get ahead, if this Galio is able to get tanky, if this Garen's able to become a split push threat, it's going to be very difficult. But um, we'll have to see. But Cherry J, do you have any final thoughts before we take it to a break?
I don't think so. I mean, I imagine that this Darius is going to be able to really put up a good fight. If not, that could possibly cause a little bit of a hot problem for Gar's class, but we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, Catboys, they've won a lot of matches recently. They've been on a heater. They're going 4-0 currently. Whether or not they're going to be able to make it 5-0, that's the question. Gar's third grade class, they need to be able to make that comeback, as they have lost the last two games in a row, but we're just going to have to wait and see. We're going to go to a quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Don't change the Twitch channel, as we will be back with game one of this best of three in just a little bit.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. We're into the game. Catboy and Joyers versus Gawr's third grade class as we see a little 5-man invade here by the side of Catboy and Joyers are looking to find a catch, but don't really have anyone able to catch, so just a little bit of poke out by the Gargoomba getting some gold there. And a word placed down, but other than that, nothing. And just some return wards. I'm Proton Plat Player, joined by Cherry J on the play-by-play cast. Cherry J, how do you
Yeah,
feel about the level 1 so far?
I think there was a good attempt coming on in, and if they did take the engagement, I don't think that Gar, Gar's class is going to be able to take the win there. I mean, they're going against an Ash level 1. That's a really volatile thing to go against. I think that the Gallium is good here in lane, but I think once we get to like a later game, the Gallium's going to like fall off a lot during team fights. It's really only the Syndra that's going to be dealing in AP, maybe the Ziggs as well, but beyond that, like, we're going to be expecting both the Darius and the Wukong to be fighting in the AD methods more so, as well as Pyke with a little bit more vitality. Obviously, when you're coming in as Pyke, you're going to be expecting them to be building items like the Hubris, like the Collector, things that kind of give you a little bit more chance to be that assassin and find those early picks. But the hook is going to be able to land, looking like the volleyed arrows are going to be good. We're going to be seeing the Ignite coming on, but will it secure the kill? The answer is going to be no. This Pyke taking a lot of damage, looking to get out, needing the flash, going to activate. Actually, they're going to go for a bit of a trap play, but the sidestep is there from the Ashe, able to get over the wall, not able to find anything, and this Ashe is just going to be able to bring the HP down and take the CS2.
Already things getting aggressive in the bot lane, which is what you expect when you see a Pyke in the bot lane. However, it is Asteria and Big Dummy who seemingly get the lane prio out of that. Big Dummy really low on the HP, but again, it doesn't really matter if Milio's low. All that matters is that the Ashe is able to threaten. And we already see that Zerner is creating quite a bit of an advantage here in the top lane, getting a CS advantage. Some of those minions will get taken out by Seeker, but
Oh, looks like we might be seeing a bit of a rough situation coming on in. Catboy Enjoyers going to be losing that first blood. The Pyke is able to collect that first kill. The Ashe staying a little bit too long. It's going to be punished, and now they're going to find that first kill. A bit of a gold lead has been already brought into play. It's around 500 currently. Maybe it's going to be decreasing sooner rather than later, but right now we see this Galio in a pretty pushed up situation. No jungler able to help. We're already seeing the Pyke looking to go for a bit of a roam, not backing, instead staying within the rift, looking to just kind of keep finding some kind of impact throughout the rest of the field. We see 3 players for this red side gathered up around the mid lane. Stun comes out, looking to possibly make something happen. Dash comes in, pulled back. Now they're going to go for the channel. Taunt comes in, 2 tower shots connect, and instantly we're going to be seeing this Pyke forced to back up. Terrible situation to be occurring when you are on this red side, having so much damage applied to you after going for that roam, trying to make some kind of play across the map, but instead very little response is needed from the Galio in the mid lane, and they're just able to completely brush it off.
it was a little bit of an ambitious gank, to say the least. But BR didn't really lose much. There was nothing to do bot lane, so already we see just some trades coming out. Not really a whole lot of kill threat on either side here. But if Gargoomba does stay, we'll have to expend that flash, and doesn't, and just ends up paying for his paying with his life.
Perfect gameplay coming on in from Ty is cool. Able to find the flash, connecting with their lightning, and finding the stun afterwards, taking this kill, making this gold lead a little bit closer to that equalized position you love to see. Asteria is going to be taking a bit of damage, forced to back off, and now sitting under turret. We're going to be seeing this Pyke looking to reposition, having that hook back in their arsenal, looking like they're going to be aiming to poise to use it, but we'll see whether or not they're going to be able to find that connection. It seems as if the Milio might be the force play, but they're trying to get a little bit ambitious, trying to find the Ashe. Sidestep comes in, able to back off, not going to be connected, and instead they just have to play a little bit more passive. Still, we're going to be getting a little bit more damage, forced out of the hook, not able to connect it. Instead, we go back up to the top lane. We see Ty is cool, moving on up, going to back up a little bit, trying to evade the vision from the Darius, but they make their way back up into the top lane once more. We see the players in the bot lane getting knocked around a bit. Asteria is getting very dicey movement, looking like they want to push up a little bit, trying to find engagement. However, finding that engagement might not be the play you want, as if you allow this Pyke to get their claws on you, it can be really, really detrimental.
Yeah, BR is doing a really good job of just making sure that Asteria and Big Dummy are suffering, just getting the hooks, and even if they're not kill threat, it's just kind of poking them out. If you just keep on doing that, then you'll be able to accrue slight CS advantages. The CS is pretty even here on the bot lane, slightly favored towards... Wait a second.
Yeah, definitely not looking good. There's going to be the kill coming on in. Trade is going to be there. Both supports are going to be falling down in the end. However, the Milio finding the kill certainly is not very fortunate. We're going to be seeing Gawr Goomba able to find this dragon in the mid lane, looking to possibly make some kind of play, but right now it's just going to be very, very strong for both teams. Bit of a gold lead coming in from Gawr's class, and I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but that Drake certainly is. Able to find the Ocean Drake is really, really nice. We do see Ty is cool, moving down to the bot lane, looking to maneuver, finding that kill. Not going to be able to happen. The Syndra's able to back up. Now we're going to be seeing that Volley Bear still in the jungle, looking to possibly poise themselves to be able to stop the back. Able to do just that. The Syndra is taking a bit of damage over towards the mid lane. We're going to be seeing the Galio called out. The Pyke's looking to make something happen, looking to keep them in the fray. Going to be able to just continuously pull them back, whether or not it's with the Ziggs, with the Pyke. Both players do it, and foreign guys able to find the kill. Great stuff coming out, and being able to shut down a tank this early on is just so nice. You got to give respect where it is due, and it's certainly due for the side of Gawr's class. Now, over towards the bot lane, it's going to be the Syndra looking to be on an island. So much poke damage is coming into play, but the tower
Wait,
cannot
Ziggs TP
keep
behind.
this going. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. The TP is great. It's phenomenal. And now we're actually going to be seeing the Pyke also maneuvering their way on down, looking to make something happen, but they're going to be able to dodge the stun from this Pyke, flashing out, and now they get out of the fray. Ty is cool, coming down to the bot lane, looking to possibly make something happen, but the real problems are going to be when it comes down to dealing with the Pyke. Somebody who's been super impactful so far this game, you really can't allow them to be able to get you close, as that's going to allow the Ziggs to really just knock you back on into the fray. But right now, up towards the top side, looking like there might be a solo kill.
Wait a second, Seeker's... I think
yet.
Seeker's dead.
You think so? Oh my god, that's phenomenal from Zerner. I didn't think they had that prediction, but I guess they did. Foreign guy going to be hit by the stun, going to flash out, but it's going to be a little bit too little too late, as Ty is cool just completely walking on them. However, not going to be able to do too much. Ty is cool gets brought back into the fray, getting knocked into this engagement. Stun comes in, the arrow's good, and that's going to be Ty is cool, absolutely dominating the fight. Able to just dive in with the ultimate, comboing it with the Astral. Great stuff. It's going to be the Ziggs to fall. And now it's seeming as if this gold lead is going to be getting a little bit shorter. 3 players in the bot lane. We'll see whether or not they can find this Pyke.
Yeah, it seemed like it was just a little bit of disrespect there by Foreign Guy, not respecting just the threat of the Ash Arrow and the Volley Bear, and ends up just giving a kill over.
It's an absolute tragedy for sure, but one of the things we got to look back at is going to be the top lane. We've already seen this Darius able to find the first kill. Currently, it seems as if a second might be in the works, as they are going to be able to apply a lot of stacks with passive onto their opposing Garen. One of the greatest parts of this matchup is going to be that bleed that we kind of saw taking fruition earlier, as not only does it deal damage when not in combat, however, it kind of just neutralizes the passive that Garen offers when you're able to be so healing, when you have so much healing possibilities. Not having that in your arsenal after the Darius pops their bleed effect on you, it gets really detrimental to be able to activate that passive. And I think that's something that they kind of thought of when drafting against this Garen. So I definitely do have to give props where they are due. Knocking back the Ashe, not able to do too much. Sidestepping against the Milio, barely out of range to be able to evade the Ashe arrows as well. Great stuff coming in, being able to dodge the slow. We are going to be seeing a couple players moving towards the bot lane. We see the Pyke on their way.
I think something to also be said is that the Wukong did, in that, when he hopped on used his ultimate, so just a little bit of pressure relief there for the side of Catboy and Joyers. Oh, Asteria might find a kill here.
Yeah, that flash is going to be brought into play, looking to get the healing off, able to do just that, but it's going to be the ult coming in. The hero's journey, enabling them to be able to get down into the bot lane. The Galio makes their way on through, looking to possibly get the kill, able to do just that. Some great stuff activated, ulting in, not able to find it. Instead, we're going to be seeing the Wukong coming down into the bot lane. They are going to have to deal with the opposing mid laner of Gargoomba. Whether or not they're going to be able to find the kill, that's going to be a question for another day, and that another day not comes. Sunny Blue is able to find the kill, shutting down their opposing laner, and that is going to be really, really nice. With the jungler out of commission, it leaves them with a lot less than they would have liked. And despite being up on kills, there still is no gold lead. The objective's still in the favor of Gawr's third grade class. We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to keep this leverage up, or whether or not this could get even more dicey for both teams. If they can make this an equal game, that certainly would be very entertaining to get that match 1 of week 8. I believe it's the last week of the season. Definitely could be wrong on that one.
There's one more week after this. It was a triple round robin. Or wait, no, hold on. 5. No, there's 10 weeks. It's a double round robin with the 5.
I saw the schedule on the week, or on the schedule on the website, so I just assumed since there wasn't a week 9.
Yeah, no, there's a... Yeah, those go week by week. Wow, Zerner just doesn't care. Just getting that turret damage even when Seeker's spinning on him.
Yeah, it's definitely looking good for both sides, but I definitely like the fact that both the mid laner and the bot laner for the Gawr's Goombas looking very healthy right now, as both of them have that first item online. They're looking to get the kills. They're able to find it. Ty is cool. It's going to be the first one to fall. We go back up to the top side, looking like this flash might be a little bit volatile, but both players are going to extinguish it in the end. Ultimate not going to be activated. However, that's going to be the kill brought into play once more.
Okay, Seeker's not dead this time, but this is going to be feats for the side of Gawr's third grade class.
The confidence made me think that kill was there. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And instead, Pride is going to be able to shut down the dragon. And you were right. There it is. Feats of warfare have been obtained. So certainly something nice. Oh, maybe despite the kill not being there earlier, it's going to be here now. There's the turret off the board. And as of now, oof, that is rough to beat this top laner. You chose in a pretty solid top side, going for the Garen, but getting instantly obliterated at 13 minutes. There's almost like a 2k gold lead.
Looks like Asteria's chasing down Foreign Guy, and BR goes to use. This is gonna be a kill.
Yeah, some great stuff coming out, looking to bring this game back on your side. Unfortunately, the gold lead's still not going to be equalized. However, this Ashe making some good strides to be able to bring this back. Currently, though, in the mid lane, there's a decent, sizable advantage. Not much healthiness to the side of Gargoomba. There's going to be the turret offline, trying to make something happen, but Ty is cool, just having so much volatility right now. Turret's going to be doing a lot of damage. Ty is cool is going to be shut down. Taunt comes out, able to get the
Watch the pike from behind.
Ty is cool, not really having too much they can do by the looks of it, but no! Flame coming on in, able to do a lot. And now it's going to be Ty is cool off the board, shut down. BR going to be the one to do it. Looking like this mid lane might not be done and dealt with just yet. They still look to possibly fight, but this Wukong is alone. The Pike not going to engage with them, instead going to be backing up, looking to get back on to the base, possibly collect first item, but they're going to be building. Oh, not what I expected. I thought they'd be going for something a little bit more damage oriented, but going to try and destroy more vision, destroying more wards. It definitely could pay off dividends. We'll see what this extra utility will provide, though.
So, 1.5k gold lead here. 2 Drakes, Feast of Strength for the side of Gawr's third grade class. They are doing very, very well for themselves. I would say that they are playing for their win conditions. Zerner has kind of become a beast. Now, Gargoomba is about 1,000 gold behind against Sunny Blues. But Syndra scales very well. Ziggs, I wouldn't say he scales, he just kind of becomes more of a nuisance. But we have to be careful here if Asteria starts getting ahead, things could become very difficult as it looks like we might have a fight down here.
Yeah, it's going to be the Darius coming on into the bot lane, pulling over the Garen, looking to make something happen. Her hero's journey gets brought in. 2 players are going to be called out. Never mind, one was a clone. Trying to go for the knockup, able to get it. His first kill is going to be found. Zerner down for the count, getting shut down by Seeker. Finally able to find their revenge for the solo kill. Flash comes in, not going to be able to do too much. We're going to be seeing the engagement coming in from the Galio. Pride going to be able to find the first tie is cool. Down for the count, looking to make something more happen. Pride going for the engagement, but in the other side of the lane, we see the hook starting to get pulled. Not able to connect, dodging out. Engage comes in from the Galio. 2 players taunted. Asteria finding the kill onto Goomba. Now they get the double. Looking like under tower, a triple might be possible. Not just yet. Instead, they hold strong. Wait for the wave to crash. Now there's going to be no more turret minion, and they keep on pushing. Backs might be coming on in, though, and they might not want to fight for this finale, but maybe getting a little bit overzealous. Force into the back, going to barely be able to dodge out the stun. It's going to be Sunny to keep alive, and now it's going to be both bot laners looking to get back on into the fray. They don't want to give this out without any real I can't even speak anymore. They don't get any compensation for what just happened, and it's really very sad, but they are still in a little bit of a gold lead. We'll see whether or not they can keep that, but right now they both just go for the back.
Yeah, barely a gold lead. Oh, okay. Sunny Blues baited us there for a second, just clears the minion wave. But 2 kills. Go over to the Ashe there. Not what you want to see. Because, I said it before, other than this Garen becoming split-pushing threat, the Ashe is the win condition here, as Zerner is just doing the Herald for some reason. Leashes it for the side of Catboy Enjoyers, but Ashe getting kills is not what you need to have happen, and Sunny Blues, he's not going to get any squish here, so Gawr great class needs to tread carefully.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of an understatement. Hook comes in over the wall. It's going to be Pride coming on into the fray. We see the ultimate coming in from the Pike as well, trying to make something happen. Pride taking a lot of damage. This Ashe gets a little bit too cocky for their own good, potentially, as they're going to be able to connect the stun. Hero's Journey coming out. Not going to be able to connect any stuns, but Pride is going to be shut down. The turret does a little bit too much damage, my friend, and that's going to be the next kill coming onto the Ziggs. Foreign guy down for the count. Will they go for the engagement? The answer is going to be no. Still, though, 15 kills on the board, barely keeping up this gold lead. However, that might be getting a little bit bigger as Seeker able to find the top lane tower. 300 gold in their pocket, plus the minion wave, and nobody's there to contest them. Down towards the bot side of the map, we also see the Drake already getting shut down by Ty is Cool. In the bot lane, it's going to be another tower being destroyed. Yes, it was a fight win, but it's so much more than that.
And now you can see things have just sort of started to fall apart here for Gawr's 3rd grade class. They're going, Catboy Enjoys is going to pick up their first Drake, the Cloud Drake. It's going to be Cloud Soul. They're starting to get turrets. Now the gold lead is starting to really snowball into their favor. This Ashe didn't get killed by Lu Kang in that last fight, and now I would say it's the peel potential for Asteria is just so overwhelming that unless you're able to kill the Ashe straight off the bat, there's just not enough damage for the side of Gawr's 3rd grade class. Zerner wouldn't be able to get into range. The Pike is just going to get blown up, and you know things are going to be hard. So Gawr's 3rd grade class now at this point especially has an uphill battle for them.
Yeah, definitely looking very, very unfortunate. They were in the lead at one point during this game, but unfortunately, Gawr's 3rd grade class, they've just been unable to make anything happen. And to be totally honest, I'm not sure whether or not I'm believing in them to be able to keep this game alive if they lose here. I mean, we take a look at some of their match history. A lot of these games have been 2-0s, whether it was them or their opponents. Only 3 of the 8 games that they, or 3 of the 7 games, sorry, that they've played have gone the distance to 3 maps. I genuinely think it kind of goes to show a little bit of a pattern you don't like to see. But we'll see what does inevitably end up happening. Ty is cool, going to be looking to break some vision. Same with BR. Now it's going to be the engagement. Cyclone comes on out. Ty is cool, looking to go in. Clone comes through. Cyclone alive. Now it's going to be the hero's journey to be engaged with. As well as that, we also get the ultimate coming on in from the volley bear. First kill comes in. Asteria able to find it, looking to get the second. Able to do just that. Ty is cool is the one to pick it up, and they keep on fighting. Now Seeker on the opposite side, playing from the eastern border. We'll see what they can find, but right now it's going to be Sunny, first one into the fray. There's going to be the pull, unable to connect. Now it's going to be looking as if these 5 players are possibly going to be able to march right on into the middle lane. We see the wave looking to crash, and how will they respond? Instant taunt, QB connected, trying to be able to back away. Under tower they go. Currently, it's the Herald. After the Herald, we can kind of see a lot of players looking to diverge over towards the bot lane. Looks as if it's going to be that Otacon that's the target priority. And the answer is going to be yes. Will that be caught out? That's the question. The answer seems to be yes as they break the vision containing that information to their opponents. We are already going to be seeing BR looking to get the engagement, not able to connect the hook. Still, though, it's going to be Sunny looking to keep this Otacon alive for the rest of the team. Ty is cool, able to shut it down. They get a little bit of damage onto the Galio, making something happen. Seeker's going to be the first one into the fray, able to find the first. They keep on going. There's going to be Sunny backing up, but Ty is cool, able to keep on going. Asteria is going to be able to shut down Foreign Guy, and they get the slows off from Asteria. Asteria getting so much damage done, applying it, and Sunny Blues is able to connect the last. 21 kills have been collected. A 5k gold lead is here, and the mid lane is an absolute joke.
Yeah, I'd say go for Baron, but it's not up for another 3.5 minutes. So it looks like they're just going to take the it looks like Catboy and Joyers are just going to take the turrets and the jungle of Gawr's 3rd grade class. The Otacon secured, and I'd say that this game is pretty much in the bag for the side of Catboy and Joyers. They just kind of have to dot their I's, cross their T's, and they should be able to, secure this win here because they now have every advantage here composition-wise and just abilities-wise, I would say.
Well, there definitely is a massive advantage. However, we can't count them out just yet. We can't count this game out too. We see that defeat screen, and right now, Stun comes on out. BR trying to get out of the fray. However, the flash is going to be expended. Looking to possibly get out. The answer is going to be yes. Not going to try and overextend. Not going to try and throw this lead that they've gathered. So definitely is some really good coordinated gameplay coming on out. Currently, though, Catboy and Joyers, they got to be able to shut this down before their opponents start to scale. As you kind of mentioned earlier, the Syndra does get powerful once they get to that 3-item power spike, but right now they're currently 0-5, and it's looking like a power spike is kind of a last hope, last redemption, but it definitely seems like it's a little bit of an uncommon thing to be seeing at this point in the game.
So we just have some farming here as not really any objectives across the board, but our Goomba might be in some trouble. The Asher comes through, doesn't find anything, and it looks like we and Jiggers are just establishing some vision. The Drake is going to spawn here in about 5 seconds. Should be pretty free. And then we'll have to see. Zerner's actually TPing in. This might be the last stand here.
Oh, that's such a sad TP. Unable to make anything happen. Zerner's going to be the first one to fall. We see the exhaust activated. Cyclone's going to be there as well. Ult comes in. Looking to make something happen. The engage is going to be coming on in. 2 players taunted by the Galio. Foreign Guy's going to be the first one to fall. And now we are going to be seeing VR able to run for the hills. But Gawr Goomba not as lucky. Ty is cool. Going to be able to connect the stun. Dying for not. BR is going to be the next one trying to make their way out. No flash available. Just going to be able to give their life. Conceding it all. Looks like this wave might not be there in time. However, once it comes into fruition, that will be game. 24 minutes on the clock, and it seems as if it is over and Jover. We're getting the inhibitors broken into, sieging the base, but they are actually going to back up. Looking like they don't want to throw this lead in case of an extra fight not going their way. Seeker in the bot lane, going to be able to shut down the tower, just going to clear this minion wave. We'll see whether or not they go back to support the rest of the team. Find this Drake. The answer is going to be yes. They go for it immediately, and they are going to be able to gain a lot of health from the Milio to be able to just completely recontest for the game.
So that middle inhibitor broken open, a second Cloud Drake. Very, very fast very fast individuals here on the side of Catboy Enjoyers. Zerner, that TP was pretty unfortunate, I would say. And I'd say with almost a 10k gold lead here, Catboy Enjoyers are going to be feeling pretty good about closing out this game. I really see very little ways in which, okay, yeah. I see very, very little ways in which our third grade class is able to come back in this game.
Definitely looking unfortunate to say the least. We'll see whether or not there is any opportunity. The 10k gold lead is going to be a big hill to climb up over. But right now, we're going to be getting the backs coming on through. Not going to look to contest. The Woo. Ooh. Not going to be able to find the damage. Foreign guy able to back out, conceding the engagement. Baron, however, I think if you're on the side of Gawr's class, you're going to have to really contest this. However, 5 players on it with nobody nearby, seeming as if that contest is all but impossible. Trying to get that global ultimate off, just barely missing it. Instead, we get that crystallized arrow to find nothing, but the stun is going to be there to be able to keep their opponents away. Lots of players making their way up to the top side, and looks like a bit of contention is going to be arriving as we do see the Darius making their way up to support. Currently, though, these 5 players should be able to overwhelm relatively simply the rest of the team in the bot lane. Not going to be able to contest, not going to be able to support. Kai is cool, making their way into the fray. 2 players on this one, but the double stun is going to be nice, able to get them at least a little bit away from the danger of the turret will fall. Stun comes in. Zermer going to be the next to drop to the ground. The bodies go gray, and the towers fall in the top lane. Gargoomba getting the tower shut down. The damage is going to be there. Flashing on in. Taunt comes through. Going to be shut down. BR's the next on the chopping block. And after that, it's the game to conclude. The double kill comes on through. And that's GG. Map 1 goes in the favor of the Catboy Enjoyers.
We'll see if any kills get taken out here. Oh, yep, Emilio will die. But other than that, it wasn't really close for the most part. Yes, Gawr's third grade class did have a lead for the early game, but then it just slowly snowballed into the favor of Catboy Enjoyers, and there wasn't really much that our third grade class was able to do about that.
Yeah, definitely looked really, really unfortunate, but honestly, you got to give props to both teams. Catboys did some really good stuff to be able to make their mark here in game number 1, taking it very dominantly. Gawr's class, however, definitely proved their worth in the start of game number 1. We'll see whether or not they can continue that dominance going into game number 2 and maybe shoving it all the way to the Nexus, but I don't know. Definitely looks like Catboy Enjoyers are really front foot in this game number or week number 8 of this series.
Yeah, and we will take a brief break as we wait for the game 2 draft, but do not go anywhere, folks. We'll be back very shortly.
trying to pinch around that top pool where they take out the Mordekaiser, they take out the Olaf. It just looks pretty good for them. Now Mel is going to be locked in. We saw Mel banned last game. Gar's class going to look to lock this in this time. So we'll see what they can find with this pick. But Catboys, they're going to have that option to be able to counter in either the mid or support, wherever this does end up going, maybe even the bot lane. And that might be what they're kind of suggesting with a Smolder lock. Now, Smolder's one of those characters who currently is not very prevalent within the meta. However, he still does have one of the strongest scaling out of any bot laner right now. Is once you get to 225 stacks on Smolder, it can be really dominant where you get that true damage ability that allows you to be able to really start dealing damage. And it kind of just goes to show why Smolder is getting picked at this level of play. Nami gets locked in. We saw Catboys liking to play this style of gameplay where they take those kind of enchanter supports. They did the last game with Emilio. This time they drop it in the Nami.
Shaco
Shaco gets
pick.
locked in from the other side, and we're going to be throwing.
Yeah, Shaco picked up here. A little bit of an interesting pick. We'll have to see if this is like support or jungle or okay. I don't want to say Garcer Grade Class is just for funning it, but it looks like they're for funning it. And Catboy Enjoyers actually drafting a real composition here. Smolder Nami, the fact that Smolder's Q does apply on hit effects, it just can be so obnoxious in lane, and it kind of helps Smolder get through his early game. And then the Ornn as well, like this just will help out Smolder's late game, but if the draft continues this way, I don't think this is going to go to a late game cherry. I think this might just be a Catboy Enjoyer's sweep. I'm going to be honest. I'm not trying not to be a hater, but I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I don't like it. However, I think, see, here's what's weird to me. Why is Talon considered a mid laner? Because he's apparently like supposed to be a mid, but I feel like his kit is like completely suited towards the jungle.
So
Um,
listen here, young bug. Back in the day, Talon's E didn't hop over walls. It would
oh,
teleport. It would teleport behind the player and
wait, that's so
slow for not.
dope.
And it's I'm trying to remember if that one was the silence. But anyway, it would like I'm pretty sure it would teleport behind the person and slow them for 99% for like half a second or something. So, um,
Huh?
yeah,
Yeah, Talon's a fun one. That's for sure. I don't know if he's a good one, but he's a fun one. I think his ult is really good for engages, as being able to go invisible is really nice. So that might be kind of what they're trying to go for, running that Talon Shaco, just like complete like stealth for the team. Um, Maybe I'm completely coping with that, but on the other side, I think this Talon is going to be useless because Poppy and Ornn have both been locked in. So you're going to be having to run lethality against two very tanky champions. Um, we'll see whether or not they can make it work, but definitely looking a little bit risky. Jin gets locked in, so Mel's not going to be the bot laner today, but realistically, I'd imagine that's going to be as the support, unless they're doing something really wacky.
just I'm sorry. I just the guard third grade class. Your draft. Stay out of the kitchen. Okay, I like Jax just as a pick, especially since I believe he got buffed, right? Yeah, he got some ridiculous buff, but man, this is if the Ornn and the Poppy build tanky, just build armor. This game is like impossible for Guard's third grade class, and I'm curious to see what this last pick is going to be here. It's going to be the mid lane, I believe, and Echo mid lane, and that's a nice one. But yeah, certainly a draft here on the side of Gar's third grade class, and Catboy Enjoyer is a little bit of a cook here with the Echo, but the rest of their composition I think is perfectly suitable and perfectly fine. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't see any way Gar's third grade class actually wins this game unless they get like some 10-0 lead at 2 minutes.
Well, I think that the Echo is going to be really nice to be able to just kind of counter the Talon. I think that's the main reason why they picked it, because if you're playing the Echo, there is just like that ability to kind of outplay, which is kind of Talon's whole thing, that he wants to do is be able to mechanically be a little bit better. Um, this might be completely cope, but who knows? I think the Talon versus Echo match by the mid lane is going to be fun to watch. But I think beyond that, bot lane should be Gar's class to be at least a little bit stronger at the start. Once we get towards like that 20-minute mark, though, I expect that to be falling off for them very swiftly. Um, Top lane definitely going to be favoring. Honestly, I think that Gar's class should be able to do better at the start. I think for the most part they're going to be able to play a little bit aggressively, and I don't think Catboys is going to have too much to be able to really counter them. But once we get to like 10-15 minutes, I don't think that that lead should be sticking. I think that the Ornn is going to be able to kind of stay as their like big rock south, and the opposing top laner might just not be able to handle it. And we'll have to wait and see whether or not that's the case. But right now, we're going to go to a quick little break. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We will see you all in a little bit. Don't
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, and we have a little bit of a surprise here. We thought it was going to be Jin bot alongside the Shaco, but no, it is Gargoomba Jin mid and Mel Shaco bot lane. I'm Proton player, joined by Cherry G on the play-by-play. And Cherry, how do you feel about this Jin mid?
Well, I don't hate it. I think Jin is an okay mid laner against what we're seeing. However, I'm not sure how much value this is going to be able to find. I think Echo is very good at closing gaps. But we'll see. We can kind of see a little bit of a dance party in the bot lane.
Yeah,
Everyone's trying to be fun.
watch
Everyone's
Smolder's gonna
having...
queue. Smolder's gonna queue. I already sense it. It's gonna. Oh, meanwhile in the mid lane, a little bit of disrespect.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna I don't think he's gonna start getting stacks. Maybe he will. That would be really funny if he did. But for now, they're all just gonna be friends. They're all just gonna do their own little thing.
Dang, the respect.
And
Meanwhile, in mid lane, it was on site. So.
yeah, now it's on site in the bot lane. They don't want to be friends anymore. They want to have their own little fun. And in the top lane, it's gonna be the same situation. Pacifists don't exist here in League of Legends. All you got is insane people.
So, I guess Mel into the Smolder sort of makes sense. I don't know if it was like the original plan here. I don't see very much utility coming out from the Shaco, but oh, Gawr might just be dead. Oh, Sunny didn't flash, but
Oh, bit of damage coming on out immediately. We're going to be getting that to be applied. Not great, to say the least. However, in the mid lane, we're actually going to be seeing this Jin in a really rough situation. Bosch comes in, looking to make something happen, but
Gawr,
oh
Gawr, you're such a fraud.
wait, that's insane! Oh my god, dying to the minions, an absolute tragedy. 1 for 1 in the mid lane.
Oh my goodness, I'm never gonna let him live that down.
Absolute tragedy. Not the end of the world, though, for either team. Gonna be going blow for blow. Currently down in the bot side, we're gonna be seeing a bit of pressure being applied. Looking to go for the damage. We'll see what they can find. Stacking the Qs. Trying to make something happen. We'll see what they can get. If they can get that little bit of early damage. Flash comes in, trying to make something out of nothing, and the Qs are going to be really nice. Should be able to apply a couple. Stun comes in, root from the other side. Now the damage is going to be there. Exhaust from both sides. There are going to be the flash. There's going to be the ignite as well. Flashing out, trying to make the escape, and it will be working. Now the Talon coming into play. Going to try and get this Smolder out of commission. Jumping over the walls. Kill comes in. Asteria falls. And it's going to be looking as if this game is kind of how I originally predicted it, as a bit of early aggression will be providing a lot of value, and Catboy enjoyers might possibly be having a little bit of a rough time dealing with it. However, whether or not it stays that way, that's a whole different question. Jumping over the wall, trying to get their way on out. We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to do just that. They are going to be looking to make that grand escape. However, a lot of players nearby are going to be causing this to be a very rough, and actually the Poppy with the W. Gonna be shutting Pride down, forcing them onto the ground, and now it's gonna be 2 for 2.
Yeah, I think that's also unfortunate too for Pride because even though he basically secured the kill in the bot lane, he didn't actually get any kill credit, so didn't really get anything for that gank bot, lost a lot of time and died in the meantime, so not gonna be feeling great about that. Gawr might be in trouble again. Oh, that flash. That flash didn't.
Definitely.
Not a good flash, but
It was inspirational. That's what we'll call it. Definitely unfortunate, though, to be in this type of situation, and we'll see what does inevitably end up happening. It is going to be pretty equal on the gold lead. Nothing too scary just yet. Objectives not on the board, so we'll see who's going to be the first team to the punch in that regard. However, you got to imagine that with the Smolder 0-1 compared to the Mel, who is 1-0, it's going to be a pretty big lead. You're not going to want to give up just yet. Lost Chapter is alive, possibly going to be good, and we're kind of seeing it providing that value immediately, as they are going to be chunking this Smolder's HP down to a crisp. Up in the top lane, we're going to be seeing a bit of damage coming in from the Jax. Going to be going for the counter attack, able to connect it. Instantly going for that unstoppable, trying to make something happen. We see this engagement already in play, and actually it's going to be a kill. Instantly found out. Big Dummy's going to be the first one to fall, and now the Smolder's going to be in a pretty rough spot.
Nice route there. Sunny Blues just taking a lot of damage. Might actually be in trouble here, but
Yeah, able to dodge the curtain call, so it is going to inevitably be fine.
we'll have to back up to imagine. But feats of warfare once again claimed by Gawr's third grade class. About a 1K gold lead here, but again, this is sort of how things went for Gawr's third grade class in the previous game, and they ended up kind of getting blown out in the end. So I don't want to say get our hopes up too soon, but
Able to connect the damage. The W gets activated, and now we're going to be seeing a couple players coming to the mid lane. 2v2, going to be looking for a little bit of a skirmish, able to find the kill. It's going to be Sunny Blues to fall. Now it's going to be Foreign Guy, able to find the next kill. Looking like this Nami needs to do it all, and they are going to be able to do just that. But the jungler from the Goombas able to make their way on in. A 6th kill comes out, and that's going to be a pretty big gold lead. It's around 1.2k, and certainly going to be looking like that could be extending even further sooner rather than later.
and that's going to feel pretty good if you're the Talon, about a 350 gold lead. And again, this Mel 750 gold lead, about feeling pretty good. Smolder kind of falling far behind. All the kills for the side of Catboy and Joyers in the bot lane have gone to the Nami. Not what you want to see. And so far, again, still about a 1K gold lead, but things going all right here for Gawr's third grade class. We'll see if they can get the feats of strength once again, but Foreign Guy, maybe the Mel here was the cook, just being able to reflect that Smolder Q.
And we're going to be seeing the call of the Iron Forge in the top lane, possibly able to make something happen. We'll see whether or not the counterattack is going to be there in play, but moving over to the mid lane, lots of players losing out on that healthiness, and instead going to be looking to be possibly falling down. Ult comes in from Pride, able to connect. Curtain call as well, gets active, not going to be necessary, and it's just going to be another kill converted. I was kind of skeptical on whether or not a map 3 was going to be on the cards, but right now it's definitely seeming like it's more than just a fairy tale, and it's going to be a real possibility. Sun comes out in the bubble, going to be looking like Mom might deal the damage necessary. It's going to be the case. However, the exhaust might be good for the counterattack. It is. Asteria down for the count. It's all up to the Nami. Bubble connects, not able to get to the Mel. The HP lower and lower, trying to make something happen. However, just seems like a fairy tale. Nothing connects.
Yeah, at the end there, BR was trying a little too hard to try and bait the Nami into the trap, but Big Dummy wasn't falling for it, so. But honestly, Foreign Guy playing that really well, able to actually secure the kill in the end. And now 4-1 has his Blackfire Torch, is going to be very strong. So Gawr's third grade class, this is now a 2K gold lead, and things looking really good for them, I would say.
Yeah, definitely looking good is to say the least. Now, we're coming on into a pretty good situation. Not able to hit the stun, not going to connect. Instead, Sunny's just trying to make some type of play, looking to get that early connection, being able to jump right on top of him. Counterattack gets activated in the top lane, instantly being able to shut down their opponent, but the tower not able to find the kill. Instead, just able to get out scot-free and now take a couple of plates up on the top side.
And that's going to feel pretty good for Zerner. Jax able to even up the CS, get some turret plates here. There's not the TP up yet for the side of Seeker either. So at least one plate here, maybe two. It does look like Zern's going to back up after one, and almost a 3K gold lead here now for the side of Gawr's third grade class, and this is going to be a good path, but I would say foreign guy has to be careful here, otherwise he might get collapsed on.
We'll see what's going to inevitably happen in the bot lane. Mom gets called, not able to connect. Instantly going to be looking like this. Nami as well finds nothing. Foreign guy finds one. The outplay might be here for the 2v1. The bubble's activated, looking to try and get this shot off, but unfortunately the connection's just not there. Foreign guy might possibly be in a little bit of a rough situation as a lot of players looking to collapse in the bot lane. Maybe they're going to be able to get something done, but unfortunately it's going to be the ultimate coming on in. Flash comes in. Sunny Blue able to find the kill. Now it's going to be this retreat coming in from the Talon, but over on the opposite side, we're going to be seeing the engage from the Shaco. Now the Talon back on into the engagement, keeping themselves hidden just until the moment to strike. Damage comes in. Engage is going to be there, jumping over the rocks, trying to do something. Ty is cool, going to be able to bring down the hammer. Now, inside the tower, they're connected. Pride not able to gain their HP back just in time. We get the curtain call. Gonna try and make something happening, but unfortunately, they're gonna be running for the hills. Now, 10-5 on the kills, but it's gonna be looking like it's getting even bigger. Kill comes in from Pride. Now it's another. Goomba shuts the next down, and it's gonna be looking like game 3 might be upon us as this gold lead keeps extending.
Well, still around a 3K gold lead. Oh, Zerner.
Oh, that's tragic.
Oh, Asteria wants to get the kill. We'll actually be able to pick up Goomba, but I don't know if that was worth it necessarily, because now they're gonna be able to push in the bot lane. A 2.4K gold lead, and Seeker gonna be able to get some turret plates here because of that disrespect from the Jax, and that's going to kind of lessen the gold lead a little bit, but Pride should be able to pick up this Ornn.
Definitely not looking good, and another kill comes in. Seeker is gonna be the next to fall. Absolute tragedy up towards the bot lane. Looking pretty good. Looking like it's going to be Big Dummy the next to fall. Maybe them being a Big Dummy after a pretty good reflect comes on out. And now it's a 15th kill to convert. Seeming as if our Goomba really going to be a playmaker you're going to have to watch out for. We were kind of questioning this composition in the early game during the draft, as it's very unconventional to say the least. We got the Jhin in the mid lane, something you don't see too often. Now Estrella gonna have to really play all the cards here, but though the reflect on the Mom gonna be able to connect, and it's a kill to be seen as well. It's just an absolute absurdity we're kind of checking out here. 1 and 6 in the bot lane, certainly not what you want to be seeing, unfortunately. But towards the bot side as well, we see BR trying to possibly get out of the fray, but they are going to have a little bit of protection coming their way, as there's a lot of players on their side. The compatriots are here looking to make something happen. Instant burning of the opponent's Big Dummy, putting their name to use.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Sorry, that was so mean. I'm sorry.
No,
gang.
it's fine. Oh, Zerner,
oh, no,
Zerner.
No, it's tragic in the top lane. Oh my God, Seeker, an absolute tragedy.
Okay, so I thought no way in a bazillion and a half years was Gawr's third grade class gonna win this game with this composition, but
oh my God, and look at that reflect, absolute perfection. However, they are going to be able to do a little bit more than what you would expect. It's cool, gonna have nothing.
I think Catboy Enjoyers is saying. I think Catboy Enjoyers is saying go next for this game. I'm gonna be honest. That's what it looks like.
Oh, this is tragic. Oh no, sidestepping is nice, but whether or not they're gonna be called out by anybody else, that's a whole different question. The back did come out. The rest of the team's going to be coming on through. They were able to shut down the Mel, which is definitely nice. However, when you're up 2.4k gold over your opposing laner, it certainly does throw a couple questions. There is the Essence Reaver bought out for this Smolder. However, that's about it, especially compared to the opposing laner, who almost has that second item up. They have that Blackfire Torch as well, which is really strong on a character like Mel. Now we are going to be seeing the Ignite coming on out. It seems as if VR is trying to make something happen. They're going for their reconnection, going to be turning back time. Now Sunny trying to do something. However, the opposing bot laner foreign guy able to come on into the fray. There's the Reflect once more, going to be able to shut down the Nami ult, looking to get something else, but oh, look at that outplay. VR doing everything possible. Now up towards the mid lane, looking to have to run for the hills. However, running is no longer an option. We're seeing Pride looking like an absolute madman, going right under the turret just to secure the kill, and the Poppy falls in the end, not able to make anything happen. Now it's going to be looking as if Seeker's possibly trying to play this a little bit close with their team, which I don't know if team fighting is really an opportunistic mindset to be having, as I think in any type of team fight you're going to be activating towards, you're going to be losing. We'll have to wait to see whether or not that's the case.
So, let's see here. Got a 6k gold lead here. 7k gold lead. And this Jax is scaling very hard. This Talon's able to one-shot. This Mel is just absolutely massive. See, Sunny Blues, you might knock more than you can chew. Wait a second. Wait, no. This isn't how it happens, is it?
Oh man, oh man. An absolute tragedy. And look at that. A 10th kill is going to be able to convert, able to get to double digits, make it 11. They're actually looking pretty good right now. We'll see whether or not anything else is going to come. Bubble gets activated, looking to go for something more. Flash is going to be there, able to find the kill. Pride's going to be able to get that curtain call activated from the Jhin. Looking to get onto Ty is cool, able to find Seeker instead. Body blocking for the rest of the team, but Ty is cool, able to find the kill. Now they're going to be going for more, and they are able to find it. A perfect team fight activated and a 26th kill. We'll see whether or not they can get to 26, 27, you know. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke.
What? Oh, is that the stupid, the thing, 6-7 thing that these kids are doing these days? Kids these days.
Oh my god, they have 26 kills in 17 minutes. Oh my god, guys, 6-7. Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, it just brain rot. But about an 8.5k gold lead here. It looked good there for a second for Catboy and Joyers. They were able to take out foreign guy. But ultimately the gold lead has grown. I guess the silver lining here is that there's not any immediate threat. Otacon will be spawning in about 2 minutes. Zerner might be caught out.
Yeah, it's definitely looking as if being able to shut down this this is going to be pretty nice. Zerner's off the board, so the gold lead is going to get a little bit shorter. And actually, we're going to be getting that trade. So, unfortunately, we're getting that bot laner shut down once more. This is kind of what happens when you're playing a champion like what they're currently on in the bot lane. It just doesn't work out. Smolder's a little bit weak right now in the meta. It's not totally on them. I think at a certain point, you kind of got to say, we need to play way more passive. But, you know, that's just kind of what happens when you're down early on. As Smolder, it's hard to get back, but Ty School is going to be taking a little bit of damage. We see the engagement coming on in. Sunny's trying to get something done. Seeker as well in that front position. They want to play that front back of this composition pretty well, and they're going to be able to make that happen by the looks of it. But right now, there's just going to be that 3v2 situation up towards the mid lane. Up towards the top side, we are going to actually be seeing Pride having a little bit of a rough spot, possibly, as they are going to be in a little bit of a 1v1 clash against the opposing Echo. Now it's going to be looking a little bit rough. They just keep poking them out in the mid lane under turret, not able to make too much happening. But there's going to be this Smolder able to come on in, possibly to help out the rest of the team. We'll see what they can find. Able to get a little bit of damage over the side. Fleeing effect comes on in. Right now, though, they're just not going to be able to find too much. Up towards the top side, we're still just seeing a little bit of a hold coming through. Sunny's going to be taking a lot of damage. Pride is also up there, so they might try and dive under turret. It's definitely a possibility that they could go for. Seeker on the other side, possibly able to spot them out. Yes, they will. Bob the Builder, can we fix it? Yes, we can. Stun comes out. Nami ult's going to be engaging, needing to get out, but the curtain call is going to be shutting down. Oh my god, one shot, one kill. It's Big Dummy off the board. Sunny's able to find the trade. There's the turret in the bot lane down. The split push was really nice. And now we're going to be seeing a 28th kill to be converted. Sunny getting that back relinquished.
Oh,
and
Gawr.
look at this. This is such a good play. But oh my god,
Seeker.
Fardoomba.
Seeker.
Oh, that's tragic. Seeker finally able to shut down the kill. Not going to be able to find it for free, but trading 1-for-1 is good here as the opponents are worth so much gold. Oh my god, we're watching absolute masterpieces.
How did the word form not hit? I don't know, but oh man, what this game? 44 kills, by the way, more than 2 kills a minute in this series or in this game.
This is absolutely insane. Oh my god. 44,000 gold. I believe that's around a 7k gold difference. This is
Yeah,
insane.
44.4k gold. That's when Jin gets his power spike.
Oh, yes. This is not looking good. Not looking good at all. However, I wouldn't say it's over. We've seen some good stuff. You just got to be able to extend this game for a pretty long period of time. I can't lie, it's gonna have to be really long. Otacons looking to get taken. Nobody really able to contest that except for maybe the Ornn. However, you'd imagine that they're going to not have an easy time as Ornn trying to stop an Otacon being taken. They're going to be able to spot that out by the looks of it. Instantly going to try and shut them down. Seeker's not going to be able to get out by the looks of it. Root comes in, but the rest of the team is here. Call of the Iron Forge, able to get a little bit of damage out, but actually the Reflect's going to instantly develop them, and now we're actually going to be seeing the Mom calling out. 2 players found. Seeker's really low, trying to get out of the fray. However, Goomba able to get a really nice snipe in. Now, it's looking like that's going to lead to the rest of the team falling down. Foreign Guy finding the first. Trade comes in, but not just yet. Sunny Blues, that's all they're finding as they instantly get shut down by the Mel. Foreign Guy collects a double kill, and it's a 34 kills scene. An absolute masterpiece in the works.
Yeah, that was a very sloppy fight from both sides. Just kind of felt like there was no cohesion going on, but ultimately, Garster Great Clash just clapped Catboy Enjoyers with their wallets, and they're just going to continue to expand this lead. They should be able to get the Drake. Wait, there's a TP coming in.
Oh, that was not good. They just got melted.
The Ornn TP'd in, it may be looking for something, but I don't know if there's anything to find.
Yeah, it's definitely looking rough. We'll see what they can find. Right now, though, it's definitely looking a little bit it's looking desperate, that's for sure. Teleport comes on in. Ty School might possibly have a little bit of a rough time. Root comes through, trying to get out of the fray. However, there's nothing you can do once that Jax connects, and Pride's going to be able to sweep up the kill. Now we're going to be seeing a little bit of an engagement coming on in. It's going to be looking as if the Smolder wants to make something happen. The Smolder has to back out. Asteria not going to be going for anything. There's going to be the Drake found and destroyed. We're already 24 minutes in. This was around how long the last game lasted, and it seems as if no real progress has been made. Now, obviously, you got to imagine that this gold lead is really showing that it's favorable, but, I mean, I don't want to say Goomba's class has this in the bag, because I think once we get towards, like, both teams at that, like, 60k gold mark, when it starts to matter a little bit less, then it could certainly be looking as if it's
Asteria.
Even. Oh, Pride is in a really good situation to be able to do a lot. Asteria somehow, some way, able to get out of the fray.
You gotta be kidding me.
They drop in the Namiel as well, and still Pride is able to just get away scot-free. They want to go for a second. They're able to connect a second. Pride is on an absolute tear right now, and nothing is shutting them down. And a triple kill might be in the works. However, it won't be from them. Recalling away, able to get back on out of the fray, going gold and trying to make something happen. Ty is cool, is going to be able to find one. They keep on making it work. Seeker taking down the next, and they keep on fighting, but Seeker has no backup to support.
Oh, that was so greedy, but Pride wants to find some more. But he gets exposed by Seeker, not able to find the Echo. But now Seeker might actually be in trouble. That was close, but
oh, that's tragic. Unlucky for sure. But we'll see what is. I mean, I don't even know. It's a big problem that you gotta fix. I think they gotta really set up the Smolder for success right now. as that's kind of one of the main reasons they've been having a little bit of a rough time. Now it's going to be looking as if the curtain call might be the undoing, as a lot of players are coming on in. Namio comes through, not going to be able to find anything. Gawr Goomba's able to find one. Fosh comes in. They're going to be trying to make something happen. Root come next, but not able to do too much. Now it's going to be the Jacks able to find a double stun, and they're going to be able to clean this up. The janitor has arrived. Ty is cool, falls. A double kill has been found. Now Sunny's trying to make something happen, but they're walking right on into the trap that's been set. Now it's a clone to be trying to really just bring some dysphoria to their opponents, but it won't be for long. Very little HP, however, this might be enough. Not gonna happen. Recalling away, trying to make something done. Now it's gonna be over towards the bot lane. We see this Jax trying to do something. The counter attack gets pulled, but they're not able to connect, as we do see Seeker having some really good play, trying to make something happen. Call of the Iron Forge gets activated, able to bring them airborne. Now it's going to be another counterattack. Unstoppable prevents the stun twice within one team fight. An absolute massacre from Seeker, able to find one, but that's not what they were really trying to do. That was a distraction play, and it's Baron to be slain.
Yeah, this is certainly a game of all time here. As we have over 60 kills, and we're not even 30 minutes into this game. It feels like this game has gone on for 50 minutes, but turns out I'm sorely mistaken. But you have to believe that with the Baron and with just this tremendous gold lead that you have, even though it's stalled out, that you should be able to just finish this if you're Gawr's third grade class.
Oh my god, this is absolutely tragic. A 59,000 gold to around 40. It's still around the same gold lead actually, but it's just not getting any better, even though they're getting kills. It's very unfortunately, the bubble will connect, able to find two airborne, not able to do too much. Oh my god, Pride is an absolute madman, going under turret, walking straight on into the hands of Ty is cool. Great stuff is absolutely being seen right now. In the works, we're going to be watching Pride finally getting destroyed after just being able to do whatever they wanted for so long. It's absolutely tragic though.
This is going to be that mid turret taken out, probably the mid inhibitor as well, and just all three lanes are getting pushed in here. Catboy Enjoyers, their base is in shambles. Super minions and Baron buff super minions. This top turret and this top inhibitor are going to go down, and the range is just not there. There's nothing you can really do beside Catboy Enjoyers. You have to make a desperate last stand, but it might be too little too late, and Asteri gets caught again. Just dead.
Oh my god, absolute tragedy. Fortin guys able to find the first. They want to keep on going. Unstoppable comes in from the Ornn, not trying to get too much in. The clone's going to be dealing a little bit of damage, forcing their opponents to have to deal with it. But over towards the Nexus, it's going to be this Jax trying to make something happen. Curtain call gets activated. Jax going to be trying to release themselves over 1 HP on the Nexus. Can they hold? That's the real question. Fling effect gets found. They want to try and make something happen. Gawr was able to find one. They get shut down. Now it's going to be looking like the support shutting down the Nexus, and a game 3 is upon us.
Man, that was a game for sure. Bravo, I guess, to Gawr's third grade class for being able to pull off that composition, because I had no faith in them, and they were able to pull it off. So anyway, after that, I think we need a little break here on the casting desk. So any final thoughts, Cherry J, before I take it to a break?
My final thoughts is how on earth did that work so well? I mean, I don't know if this is like all one tricks, but that was an absolute domination. But ladies and gentlemen,
Now it's all going to come down to this final game three to really see who has the clutch factor here. If Gar's third grade class is able to get this, this would be their first series win of Summit Premier League Season 7. So Jerry, what are you what are your thoughts on that previous game?
Is that actually their first? I thought I saw they
Well,
won a couple games.
they've had some game wins, but I don't think they've won a series.
Oh, I thought they did. Huh. Did they not win in week 1 and week 2 and week 4?
Let me double check here. I don't think they've won a series.
Huh. Maybe I'm wrong then. But we're gonna be seeing similar bans to what we've seen for the from the rest of the series. We got that Jarvan out of the board. We got the Azir. Both teams seem to be kind of like against these same picks. But it is kind of interesting the Thresh gets banned. I don't think we've seen that yet. I wouldn't have expected Gar's class to be going for the Thresh, but I guess if they thought that was an option, then may as well ban it. Jinx is going to be the first one to be locked in. Catboy is going to have a bit of an advantage. Obviously, Jinx, one of the stronger bot laners currently within the game. It has a super high carry potential, which I'm really looking forward to seeing what they are going to be able to do with that. Gar's class, how will they respond? They're responding with a Swain. Now, I don't love that. As we saw, Catboys, they tried to go for a bit of a scaling composition last game. It really bit them in the foot, and now it seems like Gar's class might be trying to do the same thing because Swain is one of those characters that can get really ahead and then just not die, but we'll see what they do end up able to find.
I mean, honestly, at this point, if this is like a Swain bot or Swain support or something, if you're Gar's third grade class after that second game, I'm not going to be a hater anymore. Especially if it is something like Swain brained bot lane, that'd be pretty crazy. And I feel like if your Jinx that just is just borderline unplayable. And honestly, if you're Asteria and you're getting tilted playing against these cringe comps, and just keep on if your guards team, just keep on pulling out the cringe comps and see what you can achieve. But Jinx Lulu here. Nope, no,
The
oh
Leona.
Leona.
I thought I would have put money on the Lulu, but the Leona gets locked. I think that's really good as it allows for the engages to be really effective, but we'll see what they can find.
The only problem here is I don't think Leona's good into Swain brand. They kind of Leona kind of plays right into that. So um I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hater, being overly critical, but it looks like Catboy and Joyers are just trying to get a lot of setup here with the Amumu lock as well. Just really trying to get success for this Jinx. So we'll see if Hysteria will be able to carry.
A Moo lock. That's surprising. So that's probably going to be in the jungle. The Silas. The thing I don't love about the comp that Gar's class is opting into is there's just so much AP. I think once Catboys just starts like really building to like prevent it, they're gonna be in a really rough spot. You got the brand Swain. They kind of both do the same thing. Silas is pretty good as an assassin. But we'll see what the options do inevitably come to. Catboys. Now the good thing is this is gonna be fearless, so there means that Galio isn't an option that they can walk into. So that's at least a little bit of a plus. But we'll see what they do end up going for.
That is the nice thing about Fearless Draft is once it's done, or once it's been picked, you don't have to play against it again. We're just seeing a lot of top lane bans once again, just really trying to pinch out these pools. And if I had to
I wouldn't
imagine, go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Swain top. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's definitely a possibility right now.
So I think we're gonna have a Cook pick here on the R4 here for the side of Gar third grade class. I hope it's not something boring. I want to see the Cook, and I believe in the Cook. So, and hey, listen, I called it.
Huh.
I called it. And I think this is Gar Yasuo mid. Gar Gar Gargumbo likes to play Yasuo. He likes to think that he's good at the champion, even though that is questionable to say the least. But the only issue I see here, oh, I guess the Swain pullback is a knockup. But I was gonna say there's not really much knockups here. But maybe this last pick with the side of guards third grade class will help them with that.
I am gonna give my prediction right now. We're gonna see Brand Jungle, Swain Bot, Yasuo mid, Silas top, and then they just gotta lock in that support. I don't know who the support's
No,
gonna be,
never cook,
but
never cook again.
what? You don't believe? I believe.
This is gonna be Silas jungle, Yasuo mid, Swain brained bot. Oh, okay.
I don't
So
know.
you see them pick Yasuo, and there's a Silas, right? And you pick Diana. I I do not know why you.
Huh.
I don't know why you would do
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I guess comfort pick, maybe? Yeah, you might have been right. Yeah, that doesn't look
All right, folks, we are here for the final game of this series, Catboy Enjoys versus Gawr's third grade class. And while Catboy Enjoyers went with a pretty standard composition of just trying to get this Jinx ahead, Gawr's third grade class has may have burned down the kitchen, as we might have some first contact here, level 1.
Yeah, it seems like the contact might be reaching, but right now the vision's being seen. Both teams are going to look to have a bit of a standstill. No damage found just yet. And you'd imagine they're not going to want to try and engage if you're on the side of Gawr's third grade class, as they only have 2 people down here. 2v5, not great. They learned that in 3rd grade, I'd imagine.
Well,
Numbers greater
hopefully.
than less than.
Yes, five. Yeah, two is less than 5. Yes, indeed. Good ward there by BR to not get caught out. And now, what? The flash Q. This is going to be a level 1 all in. And BR might have bitten off more than he can chew.
Oh my god. That would have been absurd if they were able to connect that. Unfortunately, not the case. They are going to have to back up at this point, as you don't want your Sylas to be out of the fight. But oh my god, the investment was crazy. No summoner spells left for the Leona. No flash remaining for the Jinx. On the opposite side, only a flash. Utilize some great stuff being shown from both sides. However, I'd imagine that was a little bit too big of bridges to be crossing if you're on the side of the blue. Right now, they're just having a little bit of a rough time, and I mean, you gotta imagine that they should have backed earlier on, as now they're going to have Leona at around half HP. Not going to be great whatsoever. Up in the top side, we're going to be seeing this Mundo facing off against the Trundle. Certainly not a favorable matchup for the Mundo, as a character with a lot of health does not have a good personality.
You gotta
oh
be
my
kidding
god,
me.
the first blood found instantly, 2 minutes and 8 seconds into the game, already looking like we gotta shut our mouths once more. I mean, every time these crazy compositions come out, it seems to be success found every single time. And this Swain is the bot laner. They're gonna be the one to be able to scale. They're the ones finding the kills. That's an absolute dominating blow. And I think that that just kind of goes to show why this Swain is going to be a real thorn in the side of this roster. The Catboy Enjoyers certainly not going to be happy.
I mean, not even just the Swain, but like this is like I've played Sylas support or Sylas bot lane before. Scar Goomba might be in a little trouble here, just a flash for flash, but the Sylas with the execute, even just base damage, just so much damage. And that's sort of the thing that I think that Gawr's third grade class was going for. They're just trying to build this Jinx as quickly as possible. Gar Goomba might have... Wait a second. Might get dicey.
A little bit of damage coming on out, looking to possibly make something happen. This Yasuo was low, but they're able to knock their opponents up. Kill comes in, but not going to be found for nothing. It's a 2-for-1 combo meal, and it's absolutely going to be the Sylas to be able to collect 2 kills. The support is putting in the effort. Seeker's going to fall down. The lethal tempo is lethal, and a 4th kill is found.
So... 4-for-1 here, already a significant goal lead, and third game in a row that Gawr's third grade class has gotten the feats of warfare. And now this jungle's coming through. Sunny Blues, no flash. This is just going to be a kill.
Yeah, another kill gets picked up, and it seems as if the reverse sweep after going down in map number 1 may possibly be coming back into fruition. Game number 3 already around that 2k gold lead, certainly looking really, really dominant. However, the turret is going to be able to connect a shot, not able to connect the kill. Instead, they're just going to be able to back up.
And in the top lane, you just have... Well, okay, big dummies here just to get the solo kill. Oh, man, that's funny. But, so yeah, Zerner and Seeker just fighting the top lane. Zerner not going to get the best of this trade, though. It does have lethal tempo.
Lethal tempo activated once more, possibly going to try and go for the all-in. However, they have a little bit of good intuition coming on in. Taya School is going to be able to connect into the play, finding the connection, and Seeker looking to get taken down, running, trying to dance around the opponents, taking up the time, but unfortunately, Taya School inevitably going to be able to suck up the kill. Some great stuff comes out. We're going to be seeing the Drake up right about now, so lots of players going to try and diverge down on into there. So We'll see what they can find, but right now, just going to leverage this bit of gold lead as much as possible. Engagement comes through, looking to dance around the wind wall, trying to make everything happen, but the damage coming into the bot lane. The Swain looking to connect a little bit more, but right now, they're just going to go for the poke, not going to engage, not going to all in. Instead, it's going to be the Drake. That's the target. Over towards the mid lane, we see Gargoomba walking down, looking to support. They don't have their jungler here just about yet, but as of now, we're going to see a lot of players looking to collapse, able to do just that. Ty, they're going to be really, really low, but it's going to be the BR, the first one off the boat, and now Goomba's in the same situation. Kill comes in, Sunny low, going to be grabbed away, no kill going to be provided, and as of now, the Drake will reset. Looking like that gold lead they once were so prominent, now it's going to be dissolving even faster. 10.9 to 9.8. We'll see what they can find. Right now, though, there's going to be nobody going for the Drake.
Yeah, and the only thing that really stopped that fight from exploding is the fact that nobody really had ultimates in that fight. If it was like a minute sooner or a minute later on that fight, it could have gotten a lot bloodier, but ultimately the Drake resets and hasn't been taken yet, so gold evened up a little bit, still about a 1k gold lead for the side of Gawr's third grade class. We'll see if they can increase that again, or if Catboy and Joyous will be able to kind of neutralize it.
Right now, we're going to be seeing Gargoombas looking to possibly going for the little bit of an engagement. Sunny's going to be low in the mid lane, getting knocked up once more, bringing in the shield, not going to matter. A 3v2 situation in the bot lane. Stun comes out, going to be looking like kills inevitable, and it is. No way to defend them, and it's the bot laner to be shut down. However, up towards the top side, Seeker's going to be low, activating the ultimate, able to find their way on out of the fray, getting a little bit of healthiness back onto their side. Now it's just going to be looking like Zerner's, looking to just keep that momentum up towards the top side. Pressure up.
Well, again, not really much going on here. The only kill on the top side was with a gank. Zerner does have a significant CS advantage. Is just going to continue to push in. Stereo was able to pick up a kill. The bot lane looks like is going for the Yuntal, excuse me. Yuntal Wild Arrows. Zerner just gets that turret plate. Nothing Seeker can really do about it, but
yeah, that is like the standard. Like, you're never gonna see a Jinx. Maybe like Kraken Slayer, but besides that, like, Jinxes never go for any other items nowadays because of the like passive on the Yuntals, as it allows you to get that extra bit of crit damage for every little bit of damage you do. I think it stacks up to like 25% or something like that. It's pretty nice. On another note, very unrelated. Look at the kills.
I'm not talking to you.
Anyway, bit of an engagement gonna come, and we do see the ultimate from both the Swain and the Leona. The Leona ult's gonna be able to get that sun down, and it's going to be able to neutralize the Swain ult. Not able to make anything off of it, and instead, they're gonna have to reset. Down towards the bot side, we see a lot of players looking to collapse. The brand is in the engagement, going to be going for the bit of damage. Root comes in, barriers out, nothing happens. Asteria falls to the ground. Now it's gonna be looking like they might want to go for the next 4 players down here, but there's the TP enabling their next player to come on in. It's going to be the Diana trying to make some kind of play, but they're not going to be able to get anything, as a lot of players starting to diverge over towards the Drake. They're going to come up here, and they're going to start this off. The Silas is waiting, trying to buy their time, finding that bit of an engagement onto either the Diana or that Leona, but neither one of them look to fight just yet. The Diana's making their way on in, but they don't have any vision. They're going to be able to instantly get that Drake, and the rocket from the Jinx is able to connect, but not with the Drake, instead the players, and they're going to get a little bit of damage, forcing those recalls, not allowing them to go back to lane just yet.
So, Chemtech Drake picked up for the side of Gawr's third grade class. Feats of strength not picked up by either side. However, it might just be another gank here.
Great hook coming on in, and that's going to actually be leading to the fall of Zerner in the top lane. Able to find the kills, picking it up, and looking beautiful while doing so.
No, again, just more kills onto the Samumu, and some turret plates here for Seeker, but still, feats of warfare are claimed by Gawr's 3rd grade class, so you'd have to get the turret and you'd have to get the objectives. So far, tied 1 apiece for each side. So
Why does my bot laner have more kills than the rest of the team? I think is what everyone on this roster should be asking themselves.
That's what Silas support does.
Absolute tragedy that this is the case. I mean, it is definitely funny. Let's give some kills over to our Yasuo. We want to get them pretty fed, you'd imagine, but maybe even the Brand would be a fun player to get pretty high up there. The Trundle having an interesting build. Not going to have that Doran Shield or Sword or anything like that. Instead, we're going to be getting a bit of an engagement. It's going to be the Jinx, very low HP. Going to be trying to go for the Captive Sun. Not able to find too much, but Asteria still falls. It's a 1-for-1 as the support will also drop to the ground. However, they might not be able to get out. The Leona is inevitably going to be able to get under tower, and no real commitment is going to be seen from the opposing Swain. Now, we're going to go over to the mid lane, looking as if there's going to be this ult coming in from the Diana. Going to be getting a little bit of damage. Wind Wall's going to connect, and the ultimate to all in flashes out. They want to go in with the complete engagement. Both teams flash, and now it's going to be looking pretty good. But the flash over the wall looks even better. Stun comes in, able to get out, and that's so good. Ty is cool, going to be in a rough spot getting overzealous, but how can you even call that overzealousness? It's looking like an absolute domination in the mid lane.
Okay, Gawr. Okay, Gawr. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Wow. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and we might be getting
pillar.
even cooler. Seeker getting flashed on it. Oh my god, it's clobber time. Oh, and Asteria is going to be next on the chopping block. Looking like this 1v2 might be turning into even a 1v0. Stun comes through the Captive Sun. Not going to be able to find anything, and it's a stun coming in once more. Not letting them walk, sticking them in place like glue.
Okay, alright. Gawr's 3rd grade class, I wasn't familiar with your game. Okay, this might be a little greedy.
Oh my god, they do it again. Ty is cool, gonna be stunned up, trying to make something happen. They're actually gonna be able to find the kill. 670 gold for the shutdown. And the rocket from the Jinx, not able to connect. Wouldn't have done anything anyways, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, but look at the top lane. It's another
It would have given
tower
Jinx
down.
the kill, this 1 in 5 Jinx.
I'm sad you didn't recognize my joke. And that's okay.
What?
It's clobbering time.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah, here's the thing. Anyway.
Oh, bit of a... Yeah, I liked watching the thing clobber, but that's okay. Yeah, we like these puns, but that's alright, guys, because we're going to be watching even more domination. Do they ult on tower? The answer is going to be no. Maybe not because they didn't want to. Maybe it was because they didn't have ult, but that's alright in the grand scheme of things. Seeker might actually be dead once more here as they walked a little bit too aggressively, perchance, and they're going to have to deal with a really fed Trundle at this point. And okay, we're going to be seeing the barrier activated. Bit of damage coming on in. Foreign guys can be in a pretty rough spot. They're actually going to fall down. Ty School is going to be the one to pick up that kill. And now we're going to be seeing whether or not they're going to be able to collect this next one. Now, there is the Jinx ult. Possessed. We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to find much, but actually this is really good. Able to really just come through the mid lane as this turret is occupied, but the stun, the Captive Stun is great. Oh my gosh, and that will lead to another kill being possessed. Some great stuff is coming out here so far.
So, over a 4K gold lead here for the side of Gawr's 3rd grade class, and they have the feats here as well. I believe they've gotten feats in every game, even if they lost game 1. Oh, I don't know if you win this, Seeker.
Oh my god, look at that self-heal. It's so good. Seeker's going to be coming back into the fray. They have that 1v2 potential. Will they be able to find anything? That's the real question. The run... Well, I can't say I've ever seen that before.
So.
I think that might have been the funniest thing I've seen in a hot minute. Both rockets just come gliding into the top lane. And now, Gawr, Goomba, gonna be not in the fight, but it's Pride and the bot lane support trying to get the kill. Gawr comes in. Oh, that's so mean. But what? You know what? I think BR
was trying to give Pride the kill, just the Brand to get Brand ahead, but
Oh, this is so sad. The Drake converts, and are we saying this is game over? I'm not saying this is
It's
game over,
winnable.
but it's looking
Oh,
like it's
Asteria
game
is
over.
cooked.
Oh my god, the Flash brought in the Hextech Rocket Belt. Oh my god. And that's going to do it. Another kill will be going over, and I feel like these games usually get decided around now. We saw it in game 1, for sure. Game 2 is a similar situation. And I think overall, just the scaling capabilities are going to be a little bit stronger for this red side, as the Swain is really good later game. And hard to kill, especially when you're running a composition that doesn't really provide too much counter to the tanks. But we'll see. We'll see whether or not anything's going to change. Foreign guy's going to be able to take the turret, and I think one of the big things as well is the Mundo's not going to be able to side push because they have to deal with the Trundle wherever they go. And then whoever wins that 1v1 is just going to have to be so much more of a threat. And usually in a 1v1 between a Trundle and a Mundo, the Mundo does not win the majority of the time. So stun comes in the mid lane. Gawr is going to be in a pretty much ref situation. The turret's going to be coming on in. However, Gawr is going to be found out eventually. Now it's not going to be for naught. There is going to be the trade coming on out as Seeker is able to find out Zerner. And yeah, it's just going to be a 1-for-1. And you'd imagine that it's pretty rough. Or no, that's not even a 1-for-1. That's just a 2-for-0. Never mind. It's just rough in general. All right. We're going to be seeing the Electrocute coming on in, looking to possibly make something happen. Not going to do it. Instead, they have to regroup, refresh. We'll see what they can make in mid lane. There's a lot of players gathered up here. But right now, we're just going to be getting a little bit more of an awkward situation. They might try and go up towards the top side to possibly call out this Mundo. However, with... Oh, what are we doing? Huh.
Getting this top turret, but they're going to get collapsed on.
Oh, that's really, really sad. They kind of took the Herald a little bit longer than they needed. They could have driven that right on in. Seeker's going to be in a 1v3 situation, trying to make something happen. Not going to be able to do just yet. Instead, BR taking the kill, going to be letting that rip. And they want to go for more. They want blood, and the blood is in the water. They're sharks, and they're about to pounce on their prey. That prey being the Moo. Tai is cool. Not going to be cool for much longer, as they are absolutely collapsed on, trying to find any type of resemblance of worth, but it's just not there. Pride able to find the kill in the end, and that's going to be able to give the Dark Seal even more stacks to go up. We'll see whether or not they're going to be able to find anything more. There's a couple more players they are going to have to deal with in the mid lane. If they can get there, that would be really nice. We're going to be seeing Sunny over towards the bot side, trying to match against Gawr. We'll see whether or not they can make anything happen. Turret's in the mid lane still, going to try and get a little bit of shots onto the Swain. The Swain trying to go for a flank, not going to be able to do much over there. Now we're going to be seeing in mid lane a big push. Waves coming in. They have the cannon minion. What can they find? That's the question. Why are we engaging? What are we doing? But the Captive Sun is going to be really, really good. It's a 3v3, but this Mundo is coming in a little bit too hot, buddy. Not going to be able to make anything happen. Captive Sun gets taken. They're going to be able to find the first. It's going to be over towards Asteria, down towards the flank. Pride's over here, and they're getting the assistance from Gawr. Gawr able to secure the kill. Now it's going to be Seeker. Next to fall. Towers down. Flash from both Pride and the other support. Now it's going to be the ult coming in from the Yasuo. Going to be able to find it. Triple kill comes in. It's going to be on the foreign guy. It's the tower to commence being destroyed, and they march down the mid lane.
Yeah, this is looking very, very good for Gawr Sword Grade class now. They're probably going to be able to pick up this inhibitor turret, maybe. Have to be careful. Looks like they actually won't be able to pick it up. Rocket
Good
not
stuff.
able to
Good
find
team
anything.
support. Yeah, if they were a little bit closer to the right, then yeah, Zerner would have been an absolute goner, but never mind. Now we're going to be looking towards the bot lane. Bit of a rough situation, but actually it's going to possibly be for the worth, as there's going to be two players looking to fight.
Gawr wins these. Gawr wins these.
Oh, does Gawr win these, or is that the commencing? They're going to be able to get the wind wall off, going to be able to shut down the Jinx for at least a little bit, but the flash comes in, deflecting to their doom.
That flash was so late.
Yeah, can we like, I don't know how observing chat works, but if we could like, just like ping the flash in chat so everyone could see it, that would be really nice. I think that'd be really fun. I don't know if that's like toxic or.
No.
Oh, is that not how that works, or is that toxic?
I don't think you can ping anything as an observer.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. That would have been hilarious though. Unfortunately, you know what's not gonna be hilarious? if you're Gar's third grade class, you're going to have to deal with these bot laners, and it seems like they are going to be dealing with them quite well. Not going to be in time as the turd's going to fall, but we are going to be seeing the engagement coming on in from the Silas, taking a lot of damage, but oh my! What is that damage? We're playing support, but we're a damaged character, apparently, doing everything for the team. The double kill comes out, and now it's going to be the Otacon to be punished by the looks of it.
I didn't think that those chains would land, but they did.
Yeah, that was absolutely absurdity, but we actually aren't going to be seeing the Otacon. We're going to be seeing that Drake by the looks of it, but there's going to be a lot of players. Seeker going to be in a pretty good situation as there is no Trundle to match them, but diving into the group of individuals, going to be hit by the root. Ult comes in, not able to find anything. Guard Goomba's going to be the one to shut them down. Now it's going to be Ty's Cool going to be in a really rough spot, and it's going to be between a rock and a hard place, going to be converting this Drake next. The double kill into the Drake, an absolute domination, trying to make anything happen, but the Jinx unable to really convert any real damage, and now we're kind of seeing them going for this next.
Could be the Otacon as well.
Yeah, it's very tragic, especially when you got that Brand and the Swain. Like, taking objectives is just so free. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do now. It's a pretty big gold lead, I can't lie.
Yeah, sizable gold lead here, about 10k. And with the Otacon and 3 Drakes, it's looking really good here. Looking really, really good. Asteria is gonna have to do some heavy lifting. Doesn't even have 2 items. It's gonna have to be like a 5-man Amumu ult plus a 5-man Diana ult. Oh no, Asteria.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Asteria,
this might be
though.
a throw.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it, which I'm kind of surprised how that ended up happening. And now we might be seeing another throw, as it's not going to have a lot of support, but we are going to be seeing the Silas trying to go for the engagement. Now they are going to have a little bit of compatriots with them. We'll see whether or not they can find
in the bot lane.
Ooh, over towards the bot lane. They're going to have to send somebody over there to support. They're going to be able to do just that. However, Seeker, will they be able to find much? There is going to be that Bork on the opposite side, something that's very good into the Mundo, so it might possibly be a little bit of a throw play to send the Mundo over there. However, they might be able to do a little bit of good stuff. Never mind, we actually go back over to the bot lane. We see Seeker at 1 HP. They need their jungler to help them. Ty is cool, trying to do everything, but oh, the ultimate! Oh, never mind. Seeker's going to be able to find the kill in the end, able to ult as well, getting the HP back, getting a little bit of healthiness over on the board. And yeah, it's going to be Gar's third grade class, able to get a little bit of damage, shutting down the mid laner on the opposite side, though they got both their bot lanes shut down. Ty is cool, going to be taking a little bit of damage to the Brand, looking to possibly make something happen in the mid lane. We see 2 players with a little bit of engagement. Seeker's going to be the one target they want to try and go for. They want to shut them down immediately, and they're going to be able to do just that by the looks of it. Ult comes in, but a 3-man ulti from the Diana looks really, really good. Ult comes in from the Jinx, unable to connect, a little bit wide. Now it's going to be looking like it's really, really rough. Tower down. However, it's looking as if this Silas might be the actual target that will be shut down. Lots of damage coming onto the Trundle as well. However, the Trundle with this lifesteal looks really, really strong. Foreign guy's going to fall, and Asteria finding a triple kill, doing it all, and making this game a little bit longer.
I see the 6 kills for the Jinx, but then I just realized the Jinx also has 10 deaths, so it's a little rough, but that is exactly what Asteria needed. Had the 2 items, was able to get the spike, and is the only member of Catboy and Gawr with the gold lead relative to the other member on the other team. So Drake here in about 2 minutes, Baron in 1 minute. We'll see if that is enough to actually keep Catboy and Gawr in the game.
Yeah, you were kind of mentioning it earlier. They only had 1 item. However, I don't think that was a really good representation, since they were trying to build one of the most expensive items in the game, that being the Infinity Edge. Now that they have that, and they actually were able to pick up the Renans as well. So I think that there's for sure a pretty good sizable positioning for this Jinx. The only problem is they have to really be able to keep that. And against this Silas, it's going to be hard, since Silas has been really good at being very proactive when it comes to their target priority. And I think if they can keep up that same level of confidence, same level of play, they should be able to keep up being able to shut down this Jinx. We'll see whether or not that's the case, or whether or not this could go the other way. Obviously, the jungle and top side both are playing those tanks, so them having a gold lead isn't the most impactful thing. However, it is definitely nice. But we'll see what does inevitably end up happening. Currently, though, there's a lot of players on this blue side looking to possibly play around for that Baron Pit. Now, on the opposite side, they're not really going for the Baron Pit. However, they are going to be playing very just kind of passive and throughout the rest of the game. Pride is going to be looking to be shut down. The answer is going to be yes. However, look at where this positioning from this mid laner is looking to be. This is really, really good. Three-man stun comes out from Ty is cool, but it won't matter for long. Now on the opposite side, Big Dummy is going to be hit out by this Yasuo, and there is actually going to be an ult invested looking to shut them down, able to do just that, and they are going to be able to finalize it. Now, will they go for the Baron? Will they try and go for the end? That's the real question. Now, with 3 players down, you've got to imagine that they're going to be a little bit confident, and it seems like the answer is going to be yes to that question. They want to go on in, able to break the spell shield, going for the kill, and they're bringing down Seeker to around half HP. Seeker not yet investing the ultimate. That's for a couple reasons. One of them being the fact that the Ignite was really good. It's going to cancel out the healing at least a little bit, and now they're going to want to keep on going for more and more towers. They get a little bit greedy here, and they're going to keep in the Nexus. Whether or not that's greed, whether or not that's confidence, who knows? The answer is clear. It's confidence, and it's well-deserved. Seeker is going to be going for the ultimate, looking to make something happen. We see the ultimate from the Jinx, sidestepping, going to be able to avoid the hatchet, not for long. Seeker ends up taking down Gawr. Now, they want to keep on fighting, but honestly, they could have gone for the Baron. It's a little bit of a misplay, possibly, to go for those towers. However, it makes this side of the Catboy Enjoyers, forcing them to be a little bit more passive. Flashing over the wall, possibly? No, they want to stay alive, stay in. Flash comes out. Seeker low, looking to finish the kill, but they aren't able to connect just yet. Same with the Leona, trying to connect the ultimate, but the Captive Son not able to do just that. Now it's going to be Foreign Guy going in for the ultimate, making something, but Seeker's gonna fall! Stun comes out, Foreign Guy's going to be low, but they're getting the opposing team a little bit unhealthy.
Look at mid
They want to
lane.
make something happen.
Wait, they're
Look
just
at that.
stalling. They're just
Taking the
stalling.
ultimate, going to stun, absolute domination, going golden, looking for the rest of the team to support him, but Pride is going to be able to find the kill. Ty is cooled down, Asteria is going to be able to find the trade, looking to get something more, but Pride is going a little bit aggressive, not able to find the kill, but it's going to be the Big Dummy shutting them down. TP comes
Gawr's
in,
coming
and
in.
it's Gawr.
But wait, the Trundle might try to collapse on this Jinx.
Yeah, this Trundle has a really good opportunity here to both find the support and the bot laner. Will they be able to do it? They're going to change the movement of this map, and now it's Big Dummy to get closed out. Some great stuff coming on in, and the Gawr Goombas. Let's see whether or not they're going to be able to find anything. Seeker going a little bit aggressive, but they're facing one of their worst matchups possible, especially they have Ravenous Hydra, and they have the Bork. They're instantly at full HP. Seeker trying to get away, but the slow is just so good. Seeker gonna have to deal with so much damage output, and Zerner secures the kill. 41 kills for the team. And at this point, it seems as if this might just be over.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
never mind. Seeker's taking a lot of damage, and wow. Oh, okay. I was not familiar with your game.
So this is going to be the Ocean Soul here for well, oh, never mind. I thought they were all doing Drake. No, they're not all doing Drake. Wait, Asteria though.
Yeah, it's looking
Oh
like it
my
is just gonna be that Ocean
God.
Soul still as, yep, there's gonna be the Drake converted. That's all 4. And at this point, it's looking pretty good. Gawr Goomba is able to find the kill. They want to keep on going. They want to get the aggression, and they're going to be able to connect. Oh, even with the flash, Sunny's not able to get away. They keep on trying to fight, but they're getting so much damage, just completely surrounded. Foreign Guys able to pick up the kill, and now they keep on marching into the Nexus. Will they be able to secure the game right here, right now? Only 2 shining rays of hope. It's your support, it's your top lane. Last 2 players alive, gonna be taking out the spell shield. Gonna be going in, and it will be the kill. Instantly demolished, all up to 1 remaining player, but we see them burned to a crisp, trying to drop the Captive Son. Not able to connect anything, TPing into the Nexus base. It's all 5 players. It's been a long series, but the reverse sweep continues. And Gawr's 3rd grade class goes up, graduates, and makes it to the 4th. And they're all going into the Nexus. They're getting cocky. They want the kills. And they're gonna fall down, but it's not gonna be for nothing. The Nexus falls with them.
Yeah, this is the first series win here for Gawr's 3rd grade class. Takes out Catboy Enjoyers, and man, did they make it an entertaining series, going all 3 games, and games 2 and 3 especially. They just cooked on those drafts, so not a whole
You're a
lot
hater
to.
too. I didn't hate. I did not hate. I
w-
said Comfort picks. Comfort picks.
So, congratulations for the first series win here.